Good morning, everybody. It's Martin, the sales, coming to you from the studios in Melbourne this morning. Lovely to have you this morning. And today I'm joined by a very special guest, Genette Hilton, who is CEO of All States Trailer Spares. And Genette and the team and I, we've been working together for around about 12 months now. So welcome to the hot seat this morning, Genette.
Thank you.
So it's interesting I think you have a really interesting business, and it's going to be awesome for everybody to get a bit of a background on All States and what you guys do. So I'm just curious, and I'm sure a lot of people on the call will be, is that, so what's the background of All States? How did you get to where you are now, Genette?
That's a big story. So our father, so Sheree and I run the business together, and she's my sister. And our father started the business about 25 years ago. We've actually got an anniversary coming up this year to mark the occasion, which is pretty exciting. Woo-hoo. So we started it basically out of the garage, and then went to a small shed, and then a bigger shed, and a bigger shed, and a bigger shed. And before you know it, we're here today with our current location at Wyong on the Central Coast. Just basically grew and grew and grew, yeah.
Yeah, so second generation family business. And so what's the purpose? So why do you guys do what you do?
Our purpose at All States is to create freedom. And the reason why we've set it so short and distinct and it's a heartfelt purpose that we believe, because it's not only creating freedom for us as a family, but it's creating freedom for our staff, for our talent that work for us, for our customers out there, so that if they have a caravan or a trailer or something and they want to go out and get mobile, that's them having freedom. So the family jumps in the car, tows the trailer, or tows the caravan, and off they go for a holiday. And we just love that. And if we can provide them a service that keeps them on the road and keeps them rolling and gives them that family feel and love and all that, then that's where we get excited.
Love that. And so what's your journey been? I know you run and co-own the business with your sister, Sheree. But what's your involvement in the business been? Have you always been at All States, or what's your background in regards to getting to where you are now?
So my background is construction. I went in the construction management area. I specialised in facades. So I was actually working in London, working on high-rise buildings and that kind of stuff over there. I was there for 5 years. Well, I was in the industry for about probably 15, 18, something like that. Goes so quickly. I was in London for 5 years. I just thought, time's time to come back to Australia, help Dad out.
Mm-hmm. And how did that conversation go?
Well, it was actually pretty awesome. I came home for a break one time. I can't remember whether it was Christmas or not. And we had a really special person working for us at the time. And he sat me, actually his name was Greg Gates, and he sat me down and he said, Genette, do you realise what this business, what it's built here? And if you come and get involved in it, the purpose and the potential that you can step into is amazing. This business has got so far it can go. It just needs the drive by you girls. If you're interested, just have a think about it. But the potential's there and the opportunity's there. So I went back to London and I thought, what am I doing with my life? Had that whole, epiphany moment of, right. So I called Dad and said, let's come home. I'll come home and help you out in the business. I'm pretty sure he was excited about it at the time because it meant that he could relax.
I'm sure he was. And I'm curious because, you and Sheree run the business, two high-performing females in what is conventionally, a male-dominated industry. So I assume that perhaps your construction background and being able to talk with the blokes has maybe helped you in running a business in the industry that you're in?
Definitely, 100%. From the people skills to the project management, it's just the package. And one thing that I learned early on, it's not how you manage the team, it's how you work with them. And the old school mentality of, this is what I want you to do and do it now, do it my way, and trying to tell blokes how to do stuff just doesn't wash. You've got to talk to them, learn from them, understand what's going on, and then put your spin into it when the timing's right. But I think that's where a lot of people do go wrong, is they come in and just try to dominate an industry for different intention and different reasons, not understanding the industry that you're moving into. So, but if you can understand it and work with the people in it, then that's how you sort of gain momentum and get that people skill, because people respect you a little bit more because you actually care about them and want to know how things work.
Yeah, they're more than just a number on a page, right?
That's right.
So, I'm curious. I know obviously a little bit about quite a lot about your business now, and you guys have grown exponentially through COVID. You're one of the industries that's been positively affected. With the recreational space, like a lot of industries, but at the same time, it's issued and given you guys a number of challenges, because growth can sometimes be challenging, and so I'd just be curious to share with the viewers and the listeners, what are the biggest challenges you've had through COVID, and how did you go about solving them? How did you go about overcoming those challenges?
Oh, the biggest challenge by far would have to be keeping our stock levels up, because one of the things we pride ourselves on as a business is to have a big stock hold so that you've got everything and everything's here at one-stop shop, basically. And through COVID, trying to get stock became extremely hard because you've had governments in other countries closing factories down for pollution. You had obviously factories just stopping because of COVID. You had freight increases, wharf issues. All of that just has been a huge challenge. But basically, we've done what we always have done, and just do our best to plan, predict out as far as we can, manage your cash flow accordingly, because your cash flow is all over the place because you've got customers that are struggling, and you're trying to keep your shed full so that they can keep surviving. And it's having that relationship with your customers to be able to go, how are you guys going? What do you need? Do you need time on something? Do you need stock? I understand you haven't paid your bill. How can we help? It's just, if you don't have that relationship, then you've got no trust, and people don't particularly want to work with you. But we've always prided ourselves on our customer relations, and we love that. It's who we are. So that has helped to get us through and to keep everything flowing.
Yeah, and without giving away numbers, so I think all states it's able to do that with all of the line items and all of the stock holding you guys have. So give us an indication of how many parts would you have in stock at any one time?
We've got around 3,000. Without getting too exact, but we've got about 5,500 actual part numbers, 6,000 actual product items, and we have been really healthy at keeping that percentage filled. I mean, obviously, you get the odd hole here and there, but like everybody, but we would definitely be leading the flag with regards to our stock quantities.
Yeah, because I know that you guys have, same day, you try and get everything out same day, and your spare part fill rate, even during COVID, was over 99%, which is a testimony to you and the team and how hard you guys worked. So what's the secret? Because I know you and Cherie work really hard behind the scenes and leading the team, leading the charge. So during COVID and getting through, what has been the biggest things that you've implemented that have made a big difference to the performance of your business?
Well, bringing on the sales strategist was one of the biggest things we did, which made a huge difference, because it just gave us a level of comfort and accountability with what we were doing, and it helped bring the sales team together, especially to be focused in our direction, what we're doing and how we're managing our customers and what we're doing to look after them, and pricing and pitching, and just having that alignment through the worst of it, as well as the rest of the staff in the building too, just being open with them about the issues that we're facing as a business, the things that we had to overcome. We've had many of our staff working overtime, 7 days a week. In some cases, our fab team are amazing with what they've been doing behind the scenes. Don't get me wrong, every department's amazing in what they do. But it's just having the people in the house as part of the family that will go that extra mile for you as a business. And it just brings us together as a family.
Yeah, and it's certainly interesting. And just by the way, anyone that's listening in, if you want to ask a question for Genette, just tap it in the chat box, and Genette will be happy to answer any questions you may have. But it was interesting going through that with the guys, because no business that I facilitate with makes as many outgoing phone calls every week or every month as you guys do.
Oh,
And
really?
it's a significant amount of phone calls. It's a lot. And when we first came up with that strategy, there was a little bit of resistance from the team, no question about that. But when we chunked it down to bite-sized pieces and they got on board, and then they could see the benefits of it, they really got on board with it. And now I would imagine that outreach has been going on for probably 6 or 7 months now, but now it's kind of just the way that you do business, isn't it? It's not even spoken about anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. The team definitely have that down pat. Like I'll talk to them about how they're going and thinking that they might not have got to them because we've been extremely busy. But the team leader's like, no, we've done it. It's all under control. We've got it done, all the phone calls. And I'm just like, far out, blows me away every time. Because like our biggest thing is our customers, as I've previously mentioned. And then when COVID hit and we couldn't really get out and about, and plus our customers are spread all throughout Australia, it just, we had to go to a new level on how we talk to our people and how we keep that engagement.
Yeah, and on some of your customer groups, due that outreach, on a monthly basis, we were looking at hundreds of % of increases in engagement and orders from those businesses just by picking up the phone, which is a lesson for everybody out there. Pick up the bloody phone. It's still the most effective sales tool out there. So Allstates. You guys import spare parts, but you're much more than importing spare parts. You do fabrication, you do manufacturing, and you've actually got a really big site there. So explain to us how many people you employ, all the different departments you've got, and you just run through that for us, because I think that's logistically, it just goes to show it's a kind of like herding cats sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, we do. We've got because we have so many parts, like we've got to keep on top of it all, but we do a lot. We do a whole manufacturing side. So you can come get all your parts for your trailer, go away, make it, do what you need to do, or we can make a good portion of it for you. So we can assemble the axles, the hubs, backing plates, all that you can take and then just put it under your trailer, fit it up nice and neat. You just make the chassis. Or if you want, we can make the chassis for you too. We can do everything. It just depends what you want. We can pre-assemble the axles with the springs. We're very versatile. And because we're very versatile, we can pretty much fill needs for basically anything. So we specialize up to 4.5 ton, which is anything basically you can tow behind your car. That's our sweet spot and we love it. It's everything. So we've got all sorts of departments that handle that. We've got procurement, right from sales procurement to accounting to goods in, dispatch, fabrication, bespoke trailer ranges, custom trailer ranges, you name it, we have it. So, we're just everywhere. Plus we've got our marketing department starting to get awesomely active on social media, which is really cool. I don't know if you've seen any of our Vladimir posts, but he's making an awesome mark out there, which is pretty. It brings a lighthearted fun to who we are,
I think that's Vladimir Trailer Hitch, isn't it?
That is, yes. He's fun.
Yeah, anyone that hasn't checked out the Facebook post by Vladimir Trailer Hitch, they're funny and they're funny, they're humorous, and they're very engaging. So get on down to the Allstates trailer web Facebook page. But in regards to, so you guys are in Wyong on Central Coast. I gather that's a lovely part of the world. So I'm curious with the team that you've got in regards to employment. I know you're looking to employ some sales talent at the moment. Guys, girls, sales talent being employed by Allstates, great company to work for. There's a bit of a plug, Genette. But how are you finding the landscape for employment at the moment?
Extremely challenging, like many other businesses out there. We've got the same challenges. It's just people exist. It's just finding the right person to fit with who we are as a business. We've got such a great culture here. We just won't let anyone bring it down, So if someone doesn't want to work for us or doesn't want to be here, no problem. That's totally fine. I'm sure they'll find somewhere where they will fit in. but we've got such a great community family spirit here. We're very selective now with who we bring into the family environment because we treasure that immensely. And if people don't fit or don't work, that, you know, it's not us that cull them, it's the team. The team go, they don't fit, they're not keeping up with the pace, it's not, you know, and after various times of trying to give them an opportunity to step into it, because sometimes people just need to know, you just start a new job, you're not really sure. We understand all that. But you can also get a pretty good feel for if someone's going to work out or not. So we just don't muck around anymore. It's all about finding the right fit for the team. And the team also is very vocal in finding that fit, which we love. And when we do find that person, they're welcomed. And we do everything we can to support them. When COVID was really bad, a lot of our staff like to go to the gym. And what we noticed was because they couldn't go to the gym because gyms were all shut, that people's mental capacities were starting to really struggle. So we decided to install our own gym. So we knocked down about 4 or 5 walls, created a whole space in one wing of our office and just put a gym in. And as part of that, we brought in a personal trainer mindset facilitator who comes in and does various programs, or staff can use it on their own time in lunchtime or before or after work. And it's just the little things like that, you know, like it's having that care factor to do it to start with. So we're very, very careful about who we select to bring into that vibe, you know.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Any vacancies at all states, people? You go there and work there, and you even have your own gym with a with a mindset coach. That's awesome.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So you know, trailers. Trailers is something that, you know, you see on the road, but you don't necessarily give a lot of thought to. But I'm curious as to where do you see it going? What are the challenges that the trailer industry as a whole has at the moment? Is there anything on the horizon that the people need to look out for?
Well, how long's a piece of string, right? I didn't think 2 years ago that we'd have issues with, you know, health and well-being like we do now. But look, I think it's an industry that's growing. I think it's going to continue to grow. I think because the opportunities there and people are starting to realize that they can step into their own backyard and get out and be active, I think that is swaying people to stay local instead of traveling internationally, for example. And I think that mindset will stay for a while, because I think the whole environment that's been brought around by COVID, let me use the bad word, but I just think it's changed people's perspectives. I don't think people want to travel as much as what they used to for fear of what may or may not happen. Fear is probably a really strong word, but it's just, if you can get the same thing by appreciating our own country, why not? It's cheaper there, you know, you just get out into it. So I do think there's a future still for trailers. I think it'd be interesting to see what plays out over the next little bit, because lots of people have been buying caravans and camper trailers a lot lately and getting out and about. So that's definitely going to help local tourism, as we've been seeing. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned off air earlier on that there's some legislative changes coming up that people might not be aware of. So what impact is that going to have on your industry?
Look, I think it's positive. I think the rollout could have been done better because there's lots of confusion in the industry around it.
So explain to those of us who don't understand trailers what this legislation is and what's this designed to do.
Fundamentally, it's bringing the trailer industry into a more controlled environment like the vehicle industry, right? So if you put a car on the road, there's all these check boxes you have to go through. If you put a trailer on the road right now, it's pretty unregulated. So, you know, someone can have a trailer in the backyard for 2 years, pull it out, scream it down the freeway 120 kilometers an hour without even checking the bearings or that the actual wheels are on, or that the thing's not going to fall apart halfway down the road. Like, it can be quite dangerous with people's should we ride attitude. So this legislation change, it's exciting because it will clean up a lot of the industry, and it'll put a few checks and balances in place to make it that little bit more safer, which is so great, because it's something that we've been saying for a long time as a business. There's just so much dodgy product out there that this is great, because it will cull it out and it will make your vehicle safer on the road, and as a result, everyone more safer out the road. So you know your family is going to be safer. So it's a positive aspect or a positive move that they're doing. It's just I think for our customers specifically, understanding the legislation has not been delivered fantastically well by the people that were rolling it out. I don't know how they could have done it any easier. I'm not saying they've failed at it, but I think just because change is always difficult and change is hard, and to get your head around it and understand it can be difficult. But we're really confident. We've got in-house engineers working on this for us. We've got our procurement team right on top of it. So we're really comfortable with where we sit because we've always prided ourselves.
So what does this actually mean for you? Does it mean that each individual part has to be, what does it actually mean for you as a supplier of trailer parts?
It basically means anything you sell needs to be proven and tested that it's a good quality product, essentially, and submitted so that you get the right numbers with it so it can all be tracked. So if something does break or fall down, it can be tracked back to the source as to where it's come from and how it's come about. And, you know, it's created because we're 3,000 parts. It's a bit of a nightmare, but it's an awesome challenge that we're embracing at the moment. It's just really positive.
And I guess it's one thing that a business like yours, you've been around for, as you said, 25th year this year, which is, you know, not many businesses get to 2 years, 5 years, let alone 25 years. So it's a testimony to you guys. But I guess for you guys, as opposed to other companies, this is, whilst it may not be easy, it's something that you can do. And so your customers that buy from you know that when that legislation changes, they don't have to worry about it because you've taken care of business.
Yeah. 100%. We're all over it. That's what we're most excited about.
You're all over it. You said that with a great degree of confidence, Genette. Awesome. Love it. So family-owned business, and I know that your father still pokes his head in from time to time. So how's that dynamic between, families, family dynamic? You're the CEO. I know Cherie is a co-owner and she's in charge of marketing, and then you got your dad as well. So how's that all work? Are there ever any disagreements or things that go on in the family business?
Sure. We're like any other family. I mean, my sister also runs operations and makes sure that everything happens and goes out like it should. We've all got pretty pivotal roles in what we do because we couldn't do it without either other. I definitely couldn't do it without Cherie, and she probably couldn't do it without me. We're a really good team together. And Dad's like the founding member.
Matriarch.
The matriarch that comes in and, you know, just pulls it in when he needs to. And I'll never forget, actually, right at the start, he came in one day and he goes, "We need to be concerned about COVID." And even I was like, "Oh, it's just going to blow over. It's nothing. It's just a, whatever, couple of weeks, just let it go. It's like everything else." And lo and behold, here we are, So he's got this foresight and intuition that we really rely on, and his technical expertise, because he's been running the business for 25 years, but he's been dealing with trailers. Before that, he had a trailer hire business and just tinkered around with stuff. So his knowledge around trailers is best in industry. He just knows everything about it. And if there's a problem, he knows how to fix it. So it's just, we all work really well. Of course, we have those times where it gets a bit friction, but we're very well skilled with how we all operate. So we never leave anything left unsaid. And if we need to talk something out, we'll talk it out and get through it and move on. So I think that's what's made us stronger as a unit. And growing up, my mother had multiple sclerosis, so the three of us became really tight growing up because we had to be a functioning family to handle that environment. I think because of that, we've just managed to. This is why we can work so powerfully together as a tripod, the three of us.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's great that you guys said. I've been fortunate enough to come up there and do a facilitation and have a bit of a sticky beak inside your business and chat with your team, not only the sales guys. And certainly you do have a great culture and a great business there. It's awesome to be involved with. So what's next for Allstates, Genette? Where were you guys? Were you taking the business next?
Sky's the limit, Martin. Sky's the limit. We're definitely growing. We're definitely punching through the ceiling. We're here and we're here to stay, and we're super confident about the future. We're just, actually, to be honest, we're more excited about the people in our business than we are they're getting bigger. It's just exciting to have such a dynamic team here at work and to come to work and be happy about the people you're with. It's really cool because it certainly wasn't like that 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. And that's what a great way to do that. So, Genette, so anyone out there that's listening in that builds trailers, that needs trailer spares, you know, how do they contact you, and how do they get in touch with you and the team?
Many different ways. Our website is the best one, basically, because the website's got everything on it. You can get in there, you can order parts, you can see what you want. You can also email us. It's another really great way to get in touch with us. Obviously, yes, of course, definitely, you can call us. We have all of those details. I'm sure Martin will put that up on the page later, but we have all those contact ways. There's however you prefer. Just pick up the phone, jump on our website, send us an email. You know, our team are awesome at responding.
Just pick up the phone, absolutely, and I can assure you that the team make the phone calls, and they know how to sell with a great degree of certainty, and they can do that. And I know that Leighton, who's one of your key guys in the sales team, he's been very busy and active in regards getting everything online, so your customers can even interact online and get all their purchasing done online. They don't actually have to communicate via phone the old-fashioned way. I know you guys love talking to people, but they don't have to do it. So you kind of trying to make it seamless and easy for everybody to contact you as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually easier when it comes through email or online. It tends to get processed a lot quicker, because if someone's on the phone, we have a team just dedicated to emails and website, which is great. So it tends to process through. So.
Brilliant, Genette. Hey, look, it's been great to spend 30 minutes with you today, and enjoy working with your team, and that journey will go on for another few months yet. So in the absence, we've got no questions in the chat box. So everybody out there, appreciate you listening in to this live event. And, you know, from my sales heart, remember, a sales fit business is a healthy business, and see you all next week. Ciao for now.